But Aaron Rodgers he just needed to make one big play. Like, I get that that's his whole thing, like pretending to be bored, or maybe he is bored with the game. And I know it was freezing, but he's basically walking up to the line of scrimmage with his hands in the hand warmer and just taking him out before the snap. Just seemed bored with the game. And like,
yep.
you know, in a positive way, he's throwing the ball wherever he wants. Like Devontae Adams has to make a big play every now and then, but otherwise the ball is spot on. It's right where he wants to be. Aaron Jones is running the ball. Even when Dylan went out, Aaron Jones is like, they just can't turn the 3s into 7. That play to Aaron Jones where he throws right before the half after Jimmy G gets picked, they just needed one more of those. They needed to score there, and he was kind of underthrown a little bit. They needed just one more of those, and he never got it for him. And you could blame, like I said, the special teams, and that coach will be fired if he hasn't been already by the time this podcast posts. But that's on you, Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry. I know you're the MVP and everything else, and you can complain. You could say you want to leave. And I actually do think he's going to leave, and I think the Packers should let him go.
I agree with everything. The special teams was off all year. Schrager and I talked about it on Thursday. It was one of the reasons I took the Niners, because it was like, you just have to figure it's between 3 and 10 points for the Niners from special teams, because that's how bad. The Packers were the first team ever to be 32nd in DVOA and be a 1 seed. It like never happened before for special teams, right? That's how bad they were. They were worse than the Texans, the Jets, you name it. So the special teams coming back to haunt them wasn't surprising. What was surprising is Rodgers scoring 3 points after the first, 6 minutes of the game. They get the ball twice. 2 drives he has in the last 7-8 minutes. Yeah. One of them that led to the punt that got blocked. Then they got the ball back. He fucked that one up too. And then the Niners come down and score. And there was some good stuff on social media and on the internets yesterday about just him forcing it to Adams.
Yeah,
where
the 3 other
as
guys
the game
open.
goes along. Yeah, and he's just like, I got to get it to Adams. Remember that moment? Josh Norman came in. There was somebody hurt on the Niners. Norman comes in. I'm watching on the TV, and Adams is on the top of the TV, 2nd and 8, and Norman's on him. And Aikman's like, oh, he's going to go after Josh Norman. It's one-on-one coverage. This is a dangerous moment and then he beats him, and Rodgers missed him. Yeah. Remember, he tried to throw it, and then the next play missed him again, and they're punting. And he just he never got the other guys involved. I thought he played a bad game.
I did too.
Period. He was bad.
That's it. And we're going to hear about how they're not, surrounding him with the players.
No,
and he
fuck
has to
that.
Move on.
Their players are good. They have one of the 3 best receivers in the world. And that running back is one of the best 5 or 6 running backs, I think. Don't you?
I got to tell you, yes, I agree. And as one of the very few who thought he would stay with Green Bay versus going to Denver or whatever everyone else thought he did this, I think he leaves, and I think they should let him go.
Well, there's another piece to this. I mean, obviously, he went from the start a year ago. He's State Farm ads. He's one of the most famous QBs. He's about to host Jeopardy, all that stuff. And I think his Q rating was pretty high. And then all the stuff that happened over the last years, some of the interviews he gave, he drops 2 interviews yesterday before the game. One was like this 28-minute conversation he had with Kevin Van Valkenburg of ESPN, and has a whole bunch of quotes in there about, very on the Kyrie side of trying to provoke people and trying to pretend he doesn't care what people think. And then the next quote's about how much he cares what people think. And obviously he does care, but he's just a very strange guy. I think he's handled the last year really weird, from floating stuff out that he was going to be the Jeopardy host to leaking the night of the draft, hijacking the draft about how he wants out. And then nobody seems to understand why he's mad. It's why are you mad? This team goes 12-4, 12-5. You're a 1 seed or a 2 seed every year. What are you mad about? Your team's good. How about this? Elevate the team.
Right.
And from what we saw this weekend, Allen and Mahomes are at a whole other level for him. But I just think I've been calling him Diva Rodgers all year, not to sound like a local sports talk host, but he's just a huge diva. This is interesting. I have a fact for you.
Yeah.
One of my college roommates, my buddy Chip Kane, who I've known since 1988. He's from Milwaukee. Talked about him a few times. He's been in the column. Huge Packer fan. I always ask him sometimes for the pulse of, Wisconsin, Milwaukee. And he was like, if he goes, we're fine. We have Giannis. Good luck.
Oh, wow.
It's like a Giannis state now. I mean, Giannis is the guy in Wisconsin. And you would think football's more popular than basketball. It's like most of the people like feel like Rodgers has been a diva, that he doesn't want to be there. He's been weird and honestly hasn't come through in 12 years. Whereas Giannis wants to be there, sign an extension. He's one of the best players in the league. So they're like, cool, leave, Rodgers. We're good.
Giannis can't quarterback this team. I was with you until you said that. That's stupid. That's just stupid. I
we
like
sure?
Chip, but come on. No, we're not
Wait,
sure.
Are we positive? You 7-foot quarterback? Who knows?
Well, here's the thing. Last year, maybe it was different. The fans just look at them differently. They lost to Tampa Bay, right? They kicked the field goal when they maybe should have gone for it on 4th and 5. So then you have that hanging over. Oh, was it the coach? Was it this? This year, I think a lot of the fans are blaming Aaron Rodgers. And if you look at since 2012, the last decade, it's like losing divisional round, losing conference championship. Like, all right, we can get someone who can maybe do this in this crap division and, crappy-ish conference. I think they could take a chance and let him go. Yeah.
Lost to Eli, lost to Kaepernick twice, Carson Palmer, Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Jimmy G twice. That's since he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's 7-9 in playoff games since he won the Super Bowl. He's lost some home games. I mean, all they had to do was score 17 points. They beat the Niners, right? Just
17.
That game. Can the Packers score 13, whatever.
Yeah.
Can you get a touchdown and 2 field goals? You win the game.
Right.
The other team's not going to score an offensive touchdown.
Oh my God.
And by the way, Aaron Jones healthy, Devontae Adams healthy. Randall Cobb, this guy is like, we got to get Randall Cobb. Like, did he catch a ball yesterday?
No, I know. It was a disaster.
And then the other thing was all of social media. It was a dunking that was pretty much unparalleled for a football player over the weekend.
Yeah,
everybody, the vax stuff. So he's moved in.
You commented
half the people are out.
For a player that hadn't committed a crime, he was pretty well hated. Like we were trying to come up with anybody.
It's pretty hard, for somebody not to have committed some sort of crime to get this kind of vitriol.
Yeah,
it's weird. So I think he goes to Denver would be my guess, but I don't think San Francisco. It's another San Francisco can't be ruled out situation because they have the cap space. They could either trade
where he's from.
Yeah, Trey Lance, some other picks, but if I'm the Niners, I have this great chemistry and this tough team. Like, do I want to bring the diva Aaron Rodgers into that? I would be nervous.